morning, y'all. This is Trish with another dish this morning. And this morning we're going to make a really easy egg custard pie. Now, egg custard is one of my favorite desserts. It's just the right amount of sweetness in it, the egginess of it, the little bit of butter that's in there. It's just wonderful. So we're going to make a really easy one. It's all done in a blender. So we're going to get started here right now. First, I'm going to break my eggs. And it takes 4 eggs to make the custard. And it takes 2 cups of whole milk. You can make it with 2% milk, but it won't be it'll be a little watery. So this makes the best, whole milk makes the best egg custard. Now, we're going to put these 4 eggs in and 2 cups of milk and 1 cup of sugar. I'm using my old 1960s GE blender this morning. I've got one of those fancy Vitamixes, but I'm not whipping up a bunch of ice and raw vegetables and stuff, so we're going to use my little GE this morning. It's such a sweet little thing. I just love it. This is a half a stick of butter, and I use unsalted butter because I like to control my own salt use. And we're going to put just a half a teaspoon of salt. And I use sea salt, so I use a little over a half because it doesn't seem to be as salty tasting. And then we're going to use a teaspoon of vanilla. You know, I see this recipe on Facebook a lot, or a version of it. They don't necessarily make it in the blender, but it's pretty much the same ingredients. It uses the same milk and the same eggs, 4 eggs, 2 cups of milk, but they use a cup and a half of sugar instead of a cup, and they use a whole stick of butter instead of a half stick. So you know, desserts to me, good desserts are those that leave you wanting more. My mama used to have a saying, rich as a Rockefeller. And of course she meant that when you took a bite or 2 of your dessert, it was just so sweet and so rich that, well, it's just not as enjoyable when it's like that. You certainly don't come back wanting more. It's hard to eat what's on your plate, or at least that's me. Now, you know, if sugar's your thing, go for it, but I really don't like that much sugar in my dessert. Now, the other recipe that's out on the internet calls for a half a cup of flour, but I don't use flour. I use the Bisquick, and I use a half a cup of Bisquick. So I'm going to, if I can get this scoop out of this jar, I'm going to get some Bisquick out of here. There we go. Okay, now we're going to use, this is 1/4 of a cup, so we're going to use 2 scoops of the Bisquick. Now this pie makes its own crust. That's what the Bisquick is for. And that crust that comes to the top is so buttery tasting, and it's just delicious, really. So we're going to blend this all together now. We're going to let that run just a minute. And while that's running, I will get my butter here. And butter my dish I'm going to bake it in. It does need the butter. So, there we go. Hope y'all having a good day today. It's a beautiful day here in Clayton. You can hear Mona the dog in there barking. And we're going to pour this right here in this pie dish. She'll hush in a minute. She must see something. Now, we're going to bake this on 325 for about 50 to 55 minutes. So I'm going to get that in the oven now, and we'll be back shortly to see how it comes out. Now, while our custard is cooking, I want to go over the recipe with you again. And for all my friends down at Lake Blacksher near Cordell, Georgia, where we used to live, we were down there about 14 years, had a lot of friends down there. Y'all, this is the egg custard that I took everywhere that y'all all dearly love. So let's write down these ingredients again. It's a half a cup of Bisquick, a cup of sugar, 2 cups of milk, a half a stick of margarine, or not margarine, butter, and a half teaspoon of salt, teaspoon of vanilla, and did I say 2 cups of milk? 4 eggs. 4 eggs. And you can easily double this recipe. The blender won't hold it, but you can do it twice. And the recipe as it is fits in an 8 by 8 square dish, or any, I'm put mine in an oval dish, baking dish, but it'll fit a small, if it'll go in an 8 by 8, it'll fit that. And then 2 of them will go in a 9 by 13 pan, big brownie pan. So that's it's a good recipe. People just come back wanting more of it, and they always want you to bring it if you take it to a gathering. So it's a really good recipe. Let's give this oven a little more time to work, and we'll be back shortly. Okay, y'all, this pie is ready to come out of the oven. So we're going to get it here. I cook this in my little convection oven. Love this little oven. It cooks so speedily. And there it is. You can see it just shakes so nice. It puffed up big, and it's just gorgeous. Now let's put a little bit out. Let's get a little bit in the dish here. See what we got. It's really hot, but I want y'all to see how pretty this is. It is just so gorgeous and delicious. Try this recipe. You won't be disappointed. And use this one with the less sugar and less butter. You won't be sorry there either. So that's it for today. God bless. God is good. See you later. Bye.